like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.
What up, what up? Welcome back, folks. It's another episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Streaming live on Instagram. Also, you can watch us live on our YouTube channel. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video that's streaming right now. Also, follow us on Twitch and the Facebook page and on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Your boy Trey Frazier back in the building. Got the homie Maestro Styles here. What's good?
Yes, sir. Man? What's good? How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, bro, man. I hit a lick, man. I hit a lick last night, man.
Okay.
I hit a lick, bro. Like I've been staying away from parlays for probably a few months now. I've just been playing like regular, fantasy basketball, just doing like the lineups and stuff. Haven't been really into much of the parlays, but then I just decided one day. I said, you know what? I'm gonna try to hit one real quick. I'm gonna, look at some of these games. Last night. This was last night. So Sacramento and the Grizzlies played last night, and I pretty much had everybody in the Sacramento starting five, on these parlays, right? So Maxime Reynaud, over 10.5 rebounds. Russell Westbrook over 1.5 made threes. Precious Achiuwa over 7.5 points. Keegan Murray 2 assists. DeMar DeRozan 1 steal. And that was like the odds was like 23-1 on that one. So you're talking like plus 2,300, betting odds. And hit on all 5 of them joints, man. So
yes, sir.
Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good right about now.
That's what's up, man. I'm good, man. As you know, with the NFL recently ending, the Super Bowl recently ended. My NBA season has started, so I have been watching a little bit of basketball, man. And obviously we can kind of get into some of that as we go along the show. I don't know if you had any, top seed news.
Well, can I show the ladies some love first? I want to start here, and that there really wasn't really a lot to go off of last week since we did the show, but I found out Claressa Shields was fighting this past weekend, and congrats to her. She beat Cruz Dezern for the heavyweight championship on Sunday. So shout out to her.
Started from Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore Navy, man. Good stuff. I think that went the distance, if I'm not mistaken. I did see some highlights. I didn't watch the match or anything like that, but I think one of the things that I kind of took from it was, they're real close to each other, like in terms of like they have like a good, friendship and stuff like that. So, they do all the, post game, talk and all that stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool to see. And I don't know a lot about Cruz Dezern. I don't really know a lot.
I don't know nothing about her.
I learned of her, over the weekend because of Claressa Shields fighting. So, so shout out to them for, putting on a good fight there. And I also want to give a shout out to Danielle Perkins, Bishop Loughlin alumni. That's my high school in Brooklyn, New York. I think I told the story a few months ago when Danielle and Claressa had their match a few months ago.
Right.
And she beat out Che Keneally for the light heavyweight championship on Sunday. So shout out to Danielle Perkins, for still being in the game, I think she's 42, 43 years old, man, still going at it. So, shout out to Danielle Perkins for that. And then Edith Soledad Mathies beat Samantha Worthington for the super lightweight championship. I know I'm just kind of, throwing some names out there. That's who are these women? But these were the fights that were lined up, I guess, all in the same venue. This was in Detroit, I think, on Sunday night. So, shout out to all the winners. Shout out to everybody, that partook in all that. So, I know it's weird. It's weird starting the show off with boxing. The sport that you and least know about of all the ones that we do talk about.
Well, first of all, shout out to all those ladies. Shout out to Claressa Shields for getting her another victim and winning that title. I guess yeah, she got her another victim. I mean, look, and don't get it twisted. From what I saw of the fight, I ain't watched the whole fight, but when I saw the fight, Shorty definitely did, put up a fight. Like she ain't just get dogged out.
That's what I heard.
But
yeah.
she definitely put up a fight. I don't know nothing about their friendships and none of that. I leave that to you. But you can't mention Saturday Night Boxing without mentioning Ryan Garcia's beating Mario Barrios Saturday Night at Eva. Ryan Garcia looks like, Ryan Garcia looked good. That's the best way to say it. Ryan Garcia looked better than maybe I have ever seen him, ever, against Mario Barrios this past Saturday. Shout out to Damian Adams, who kind of I saw him on Instagram and kind of reminded me before I got on today, I can't remember a time Ryan Garcia looked that good. You know what I'm saying? His hand speed is kind of what he's been known for, but it seemed like everything kind of came together from the moment the bell rang. So if we want to do awkward boxing news that we didn't all absolutely tune into 100%, there you go. Shout out to Ryan Garcia because he definitely put the beats to Mario Barrios from opening bell to end bell.
I'll share something else that I learned over the weekend, boxing related, and we'll get to the real big boxing, news. So I learned that Gary Russell Jr., who's DMV native, got a younger brother, Gary Antoine Russell Jr. Well, not Jr., but Gary Antoine Russell.
Yeah.
He had a fight a few days ago, also apparently. So,
shout out to him.
For sure. I don't know. I don't remember the opponent's name, but I remember you mentioning his older brother on a previous podcast episode. And so I thought, oh snap, I didn't even know he had a younger brother that boxed. So, shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to the Russell family. They actually used to live around my way some years ago.
Nice.
All right, let's get into Maestro being right, man. Kirk Cousins, it's been announced today that Kirk Cousins is getting cut. Has been announced that he's getting cut. I just wanted to point that out. But more important than that, and other Atlanta Falcons news is Kyle Pitts getting the franchise tag, or they're saying he's going to get the franchise tag. And I want to ask you, because we're talking about fifth, obviously going into his 5th year, number 4 pick overall. This is not kind of like the situation you would expect the 4th overall pick to be in at this stage of his career. I guess my overarching question, or the thought that I had, is when is potential too much to count on? I'm not going as far as to say that Kyle Pitts has had a bad career so far. I won't say that, but it's very safe to say that he is underachieved based on what you expect from a number 4 overall draft pick.
Yeah, I think if you base it off of that, then I would agree. But I would also add to that, just for context, that I'm not sure that the Falcons, and you could go back, I mean, Raheem Morris just got let go, but a couple of years prior to that, Arthur Smith was the head coach,
Mm-hmm.
and they really didn't. I mean, it's been talked about in Atlanta that they don't use him properly. I mean, it goes back
Right.
to that Arthur Smith offense, and even when you go into the couple years he was under Raheem Morris, it still felt like they wasn't utilizing him to his potential. So I think you just gotta, put that in there as well as the fact that he's underachieved for where he was drafted at number 4, right? Fourth
Yo,
pick in the
four
draft.
overall. Yep. Yep.
Fourth overall. Yep. Yeah. So I think based off of that, you have to say that the numbers are underachieving, the play is underachieving, but I can also attribute it to that I think the coaching that he's had up to this point hasn't been at its best. And I think that I still think he has potential. I still think if you put him in a system where it's like tight end driven, then I think you'll start to see him go off.
Well, Arthur Smith, I will say Arthur Smith, everywhere he's been, has utilized tight ends. I won't say the best of, but he definitely is heavy on 3 tight end sets, 2 tight end
Mm-hmm.
sets, that
Mm-hmm.
type of thing. In his offense, trust me, as a as he
Yep.
just left Pittsburgh or whatever. Um, I I guess I can agree. I guess I can agree that Cal Pitts. I believe I don't like. I don't think. I guess what I'm asking, why is Atlanta holding on to him? Why is Atlanta holding on to him? I guess is what I'm getting at. I mean, I
Probably
don't.
because of what I said. Probably
You
because of what
think
I just said.
you think there's some type of do you think there's a type of do you think there's a situation where
Mm-hmm.
Cal Pitts has this amazing year on the franchise tag, and then he signs a big, whatever, I won't go as far as to say he gets a Trey McBride deal, but
Mm-hmm.
is there a situation where he gets that big tight end deal, um, based off of one season, where I guess all his potential comes to life, and he
Yeah,
has that. Hmm.
that's what. Yeah, I think that's what the Falcons are hoping for. I think that's what he himself is hoping for.
Obviously,
Uh,
he's hope for that.
for sure, for sure. I think that if you put him in and look, I know what you said about Arthur Smith's offense, and I don't, disagree with any of that. I mean, even with, Jonnu Smith when he was with Tennessee and, some of the tight ends that they had, I certainly can see, why you said what you said, but I just think there's potential. And maybe Kevin Stefanski, who had David Njoku in his offenses for, all those years in Cleveland. Maybe Kyle Pitts turns out to be, David Njoku in a similar light. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think they're holding on because of what I said previously is that they're admitting that they failed him as a player. That's just, I mean, and I'm just
Okay,
freestyling here. Like,
sure.
they're admitting that, hey, man, like, quarterback situation, wasn't consistent. Didn't they have what's his face that's backup in DC?
Desmond Ritter.
No,
Oh no, you're
well,
talking
yeah,
about
him
Mariota.
too.
You talking about
Mariota too,
Mariota?
but Desmond Ritter too. Yep, yep. I was just gonna create that list of Falcons quarterbacks that he's had over the course of the year. Yeah, Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix. The position at quarterback hasn't been stable enough to me for him to really shine like that.
So kind of sticking in because we kind of glazed over, glazed over the Kirk Cousins getting cut news, and that's kind of a big deal because we had a prior discussion about it,
Go ahead, say you're right
and
again.
yeah, that part too. But I guess in your mind, what does that say to you? Because I mean, obviously he was expensive. I
Hmm.
remember you saying something to the effect of that you wouldn't be surprised if they kept him because of
Hope you didn't freeze. Apologies for the technical difficulties, people. Hopefully, we get Maestro back. Nope, nope, he's gone. We were. Oh, there he is. There he is. Hey.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the
Hey,
hell just happened, but
hey,
no, we was
Kirk
we were talking
Cousins.
about
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk
Yep.
Cousins. Yeah, yeah. Kirk
Hmm.
Cousins leaving means that they don't have that experience that you were kind of alluding to that would be the reason that they may have held on to him, and that you wouldn't be surprised if they held on to him. But now that he's gone,
Hmm.
we don't know about Michael Penix's injury history, and now obviously you're gonna have to bring in a quarterback or two to kind of fill out that quarterback room. What are your thoughts initially hearing Kirk Cousins be cut?
So I think I heard Jason McCourty on TV earlier this morning talk about this exact thing happening. Kirk Cousins getting cut. The contract is, a humongous contract.
Yeah.
And he alluded to the fact that don't be surprised if Atlanta brings him back on a cheaper
Mm-hmm.
contract.
Okay.
So when he said it, I was like, you know what? That definitely wasn't something that we discussed in the argument when you and I
Yeah.
were, talking about, what the Falcons should do with him and his contract and what the situation with Michael Penix is. So I think that's an interesting nugget to it is maybe they do like Kirk Cousins, just not for, the contract that he originally signed for. So it just right now, it really just remains to be seen if they do go that route, if they do end up bringing them back at a cheaper deal, save some money, or like you, I think suggested maybe there's a Jacoby Brissett out there, a Mariota, and look, I don't know what these situations are contractually with these guys, but if Michael Penix, God forbid, isn't ready week one, they have to go another option. I would think that they would like to go a better route than Kirk Cousins. And I know Kirk Cousins can be seen as still somewhat of a starter in the league, but there's some backups out there that's, played some good ball over the last,
And
couple of years.
And by the way, let me just go ahead and say, throw that thought in the trash. Anybody who looks at Kirk Cousins as a starter in this league, I would suggest you throw that thought in the trash. He is no longer a starter in this league, and I feel comfortable in saying it. At least mid-season when he first got to Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
but certainly now he is no longer a starter. We ain't got to keep doing this. We don't have to keep doing this because he's seasoned and he's white and he's old, and we don't got to do that no more. He is no longer a starter in this league.
That's for Vikings fans out there
That's
because
yeah.
that's the team that's been talked about as would you welcome Kirk Cousins back? It's like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all just got JJ McCarthy. I know it's not been great all year. He's a question mark for sure, but you're not gonna give up on him, right away. Now,
Yeah, but even if Minnesota brought him back, he would. I can't imagine. Again, I can't imagine that he'd be a starter day one.
um, I don't know, bro. What's the saying? She want the old thing back. There's guys on
Yeah,
that. There's guys on that team that played with Cousins when he was there. Um, it's just one of those things. Like it's the whole maybe favoritism is not the right word, but it's the whole like, oh, he's back. Like, he was slinging the ball when he was here. Like,
yeah,
that like
and I
that kind
get
of a
it.
thing.
I get it. You got a good receiving core, and a decent running game. I get it, but nah, bro. I can't fathom. I can't fathom this being a good situation for the Vikings if they decide to start Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is going to be Kirk Cousins at this stage of the game. Like he's, I
Sure.
don't,
I
I don't
can't
see.
fathom them even signing him, like let
Neither can
alone
I. Well,
making him the
no,
starter.
I take that back. I
Mhm.
can see them signing him as a backup, tutor the young quarterback,
Hmm.
and I
Okay.
could mentor. I could definitely
Hmm.
see that.
Yeah.
But him actually starting, pending JJ McCarthy gets injured, nah, I just can't. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. I mean,
Hmm.
JJ McCarthy would have to be, I mean, absolute trash. I mean, like absolute trash,
Yeah.
and he wasn't that far. He had a couple of games, I guess, but no, he didn't have no game where I left it saying, "Yo, this dude might be the,"
Yeah.
you know what
The
I'm saying?
the ceiling was high, the floor was really low. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a wide range of how you saw him throughout the year. He would have one of those games where you're like, oh, okay, like, okay, we see you. And then he'd have a few stinkers. So it remains to be seen if
But it
they're
was
going to
never
properly
like,
do.
oh, but yeah, it was, I haven't seen a game last year where he was like, oh, this dude might be one of them. I haven't seen that game yet, but it's early, obviously.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I guess keeping up with Vikings news, we have to say an unfortunate rest in peace to Rondale Moore, wide receiver. I believe he was drafted in Arizona. I want to say
I think it
a
was
few years
Arizona.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't have a whole bunch of amazing words to say, but definitely when you lose anybody in that way, families are affected, teammates are affected,
Yeah.
um, and all the friends and etc. So I just want to say rest in peace to Rondale Moore and thoughts and prayers to everybody involved.
Yeah. Everything you said, rest in peace and condolences to the family. Moving forward, and a lot has been talked about mental illness
Mm.
with players,
Mental health rather.
mental health. Yes, with with current NFL players and former NFL players. I don't know if this is something that's currently happening right now, but I would love to see initiatives for current players, like even when you were rookie and you coming in, and I know they have like the rookie symposiums and all that kind of thing. I would like to hope that those types of conversations about mental health are happening even with these young kids because they're going into this thing like raw, like money, bank accounts about to be out the wazoo. People gonna be asking you for favors, family asking for favors, and all this stuff, and it's a lot of pressure for young men coming into the league to be able to juggle all those things. And I think one of the strong suits you have to have as a young man entering the league is being able to maintain mental health.
Yeah.
And I think a topic or a tutorial about being able to manage that, I think, should be in effect for everybody that's in the league, and of course, former players as well. So I just hope that that's a thing that's going to be taking place.
If it isn't already, one of the mental health stories or that popped up on my timeline today was Brandon Fehoko of the Pittsburgh Steelers, or formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a
I've been
defensive
seeing his
lineman.
tweets come up for every once in
Yeah,
a while. I've been seeing his stuff come up.
he was essentially criticizing Coach Tomlin. He was telling a story as to where he had a child, and
Mm,
while he was in the hospital, I guess with the mother of his child or whatever,
yeah.
he got a text from Tomlin saying, don't, something to the effect of, don't forget you got a job you're trying to get, or act like you got or don't forget to act like you got a job. So I'm paraphrasing of fucking the quote up, obviously, but I saw it on my timeline basically saying, they, I guess trying to find a way to criticize Tomlin, but basically the child was born in June during the train. What's in June? I'm sorry, OTAs.
OTAs, yeah.
And you know, I guess the question, I guess the theme or the topic that came to mind is obviously the NFL is the NFL. It's a tedious business. It takes you away from your family. I mean, you hear the stories about coaches who don't go home, who don't sleep. There was
Yeah.
I want to say it was Mike McDonald, who had a quote during the Super Bowl saying, I only spend like 30 minutes a day with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And
It was the very thing that what's his face got criticized for after the Vikings let him go from the general manager position, was
right.
that stuff started coming out about, oh, he was working from home and he wasn't around the team as much because he just had a kid and he's spending too much time let me just say first off, and I'll let you get back to that, just in regard to this situation.
Yeah.
No one should ever be criticized for wanting to spend more time with their family if you work in the NFL, because there are ways where you can, I would say as a general manager, there are ways that you can still stay involved with your team. Like there's Zoom, there's technology, there's all kinds of things to where you're, even if you're not in the building, you're still able to conduct business. So the whole him being criticized for that, to me, I thought was crazy. But
here's the thought though, right?
Yep.
These most of these players, I mean, well, not most of these players, a handful of these players. We're talking about, well, let's stay right there. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. The minimum is what, a million a year.
Million? Yeah, I think like $1 million.
And I think coming in as a rookie, the minimum is at least half a mil. So you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and changing your family trajectory. But the only, I guess not the only, but one of the main hurdles or the main sacrifices that comes with that is, I need you to be here all the time. We got to go out of town and do this. You got to do these things for your body. You can't hang out like you want to hang out because you need to be in tip top shape if you're trying to, A, keep your job, and B, become one of them players. So we're really talking about tens of millions of dollars that we could possibly earn depending on the position you play. You know what I'm saying? So there's this thing. I think in reference to Mike Tomlin's comment, if these comments are true, but I don't have no reason to believe that Fehoko lying on him, I guess. It's like, it's that thing, man. Like, who wants to do it? But it's like, man, if you really want to change your family's trajectory for a long time, generational wealth, that type of thing, it's like, damn, like, do you put your head down and work? And is it insensitive for Mike Tomlin to text a player on the day that his child was born and say, hey, hey, bro, you gotta get back to work, don't forget. Yeah, it's insensitive, but I also just recently heard a story of Mike Tomlin doing the same thing to Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward had his time, he told Cam Hayward, take all the time you need. Yeah. But Cam Hayward I guess he took it like, nah, bro, I can't. He don't really mean that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to.
Yeah. Him saying that was sort of a courtesy.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was a courtesy thing, but deep down, you kind of know,
like,
hey,
get your ass back to work.
I can't stay away for this long.
And again, if I'm not mistaken, it was not during the season. It was not during the regular season. It was in the summertime. Yeah. But the importance of being on that facility and building that bond with your teammates and your coaches and your staff, for the goal, for the ultimate goal, I guess team-wide is obviously the Super Bowl, but hitting your individual, marks so you can get paid more and incentives and that type of thing. That type of thing is important, and unfortunately, that affects mental health. That can affect mental health. It's a dangerous game, and I think this is the perfect time to remember that these guys are human beings. They're not just our entertainment. These are men and women, that give their lives with their families to entertain us. And yes, they are compensated for it, but let's not act like this is just something that anybody can do.
It's not built for everybody.
It's not for everybody, bruh. And we send well wishes and all that to not just Rondale Moore, but to all players dealing with mental health issues. Because one thing is important, because we come on this podcast a lot and criticize, and if I was here, I would have did this, and whoop. At the end of the day, that's a tough situation to be in. as an NFL player, no matter how much you wanted it, how much you dreamed for it since you was a child. Once you get there, that's not the end of the story. It's taxing after that. After you reach that goal, it's still a whole bunch of work and it's still a whole bunch of sacrifice that has to go on in order for you to live that dream out. So
it's the marathon. It's the marathon part that people, that don't play the sport don't really get to see because they're just not in those shoes.
Yeah,
but in reality, being in the NFL, it's work.
It's a job.
Work out. Yeah, you gotta, and it's the stuff. It's the stuff that's off the field, right? It's the workouts. It's meetings. The OTAs. It's the meetings. You know what I'm saying? It's it's your nutrition. It's all of that stuff, and that stuff's not easy for people either. Like to be able to stay fit, weight lift, and things like that. That stuff takes discipline. Like. And I said it a minute ago, like this isn't for everybody.
Nah, man. So to everybody with mental health issues, we praying for you. Get get it right, get it together, and we also cognizant of players who provide our entertainment. We're cognizant of what you go through, and then sometimes it feel like we don't really understand and truly we can't empathize. We ain't never been in that situation, but we definitely do understand that we ain't that's what not calling, and it's tough for anybody to do that. So sure. Salute to y'all and appreciate y'all for being our entertainment. I mean, it's funny how difficult. And obviously, this goes across the board for all athletes, basketball, and all the other sports. But because we're mainly a football kind of podcast, what I'm saying, and obviously we're talking about a football player who lost his life recently. Bruh, like this podcast, we put a lot of stock in what goes on in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stock in what goes on to the NFL. So I ever want them to think that in the lieu of us, talking about these topics and having opinions about these topics, that we're not cognizant of you guys being human beings and having to deal with it. And this is just us on the smallest scale of talking sports. So salute to y'all and to all the athletes that we get to talk about.
Yeah, much love to all the athletes, the hard-working athletes out there.
And rest in peace again to Rondell Moore.
Yeah, for sure. And upper management too, like, and I'm talking coaches, general managers, people that don't play but play an intricate role behind the scenes too. That stuff's not easy. You're away from your family as well. So
I saw something interesting on Instagram last week, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask you this question.
Yep.
Is Sam Darnold or Kenneth Walker already a top 10 Seahawk of all time?
Sam Darnold or Kenneth Walker?
Either one of them.
Top 10?
Top 10 Seahawks of all time.
Oh boy, here we go with the freestyle now. All right. Steve Largent.
Yeah.
Walter Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Cam Chancellor.
No.
You said no?
He's not on this list that I saw.
Oh, Cam Chancellor's not on the top 10?
No.
Wow. Okay. Assuming Hasselbeck is on that list.
Nope.
Okay. I'm not surprised, but I would think, take a team to a Super Bowl in the history there. But Sean Alexander has to be
on there. Yeah.
Okay. What's the other offensive lineman? Hutchinson. Is he on there? No, he's not on there. Okay, not surprised.
No, that's an honorable. Let me Cam Chancellor, Matt Hasselbeck, and Steve Hutchinson are honorable mentions, by the way.
Interesting. Okay.
You are missing somebody. You are missing somebody that
beast mode.
That's one. And there's another obvious guy that you're missing.
Did I say Richard Sherman?
Yeah, no, but he's on the list too.
Okay.
There's one more that you're obviously missing then.
One more that I'm obviously missing. Seahawk. So I got how many right? Is that 5 or 6 that I got
You
right?
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I got 6
out of 10.
Okay.
And I don't expect you to get 2 of them. Two more you might be able to get.
Cause see, I'm thinking just even back to the Hasselbeck Alexander days. Like I'm not as familiar with the Seahawks when they were in the AFC all those years. And
well,
obviously Steve Largent is part of that, era of Seahawk football. But don't tell me Jim Zorn is on that list.
No, he's not on this list. No. So the list reads as number 10, Sam Darnold is number 10 of Seahawks all time. Number 9 is Marshawn Lynch. Number 8 is Kenny Easley. Number 7 is Richard Sherman.
Easley's the guy I was trying to think about.
Number 6 is Cortez Kennedy. Number 5 is Sean Alexander. The one that I was expecting you to get is number 4, Bobby Wagner. Number 3 is Walter Jones. Number 2 is Steve Largent. Number 1 is Russell Wilson. Honorable mentions are Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Tyler Lockett, Matt Hasselbeck, and Steve Hutchinson.
I might swap one of them guys out for Darnold.
It's very clear. I can't fathom for the life of me. And let's be clear. Let's be very, 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 very clear. Shout out to Sam Darnold for the season he's had in Seattle. For winning the Super Bowl, all the rigmarole. Even though he didn't play his best game, he didn't play a bad game in my personal opinion. But he didn't play his best game.
He had a good playoffs. He had a good playoffs.
But specifically the Super Bowl I was referring to. He didn't play his best game. But there ain't no way in hell that Sam Darnold is a top 10 Seahawk of all time against any of these peoples. None of these honorable mentions. None of them. Not near one of them. Not near one of them. Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Tyler. No.
Lockett, I see.
No, I ain't
Lockett,
doing it. We ain't jacking it. I ain't jacking it. I ain't jacking that Sam Darnold is Tyler Lockett.
We disagree on Lockett, but I can side with you with the rest of that crew. Hell, I might say, and I'm surprised this guy's not in the honorable mention, but Doug Baldwin, I might put Doug Baldwin and swap him for Sam Darnold.
Nah, bro. Tyler Lockett has been with the Seahawks. I mean, I get he left eventually, but Tyler Lockett is a Seahawk. He's going to be a Seattle Seahawk. I don't. Tyler Lockett has been a Seahawk longer than Doug Baldwin. That's for certain.
And what's the other receiver that was there? Golden Tate. Golden Tate wasn't there as long.
Like those
Lockett.
two. No, I get Doug Baldwin put up numbers in 2010. I guess that was somewhere around that time. Maybe a little earlier.
He was on the championship team.
Right,
he was on the championship team, and he was on the team that didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. I mean,
Tyler Lockett been there. Tyler Lockett been there just as long. You know what I'm saying? I think Tyler Lockett. If there was a competition of who was more Seattle Seahawks, Doug Baldwin or Tyler Lockett, I'm giving it to Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is, of those two is more Seattle Seahawk, in my personal opinion. And that's without me looking up how long Doug Baldwin was a Seahawk. Tyler Lockett is the Seattle Seahawks in my personal opinion.
I would put Cam Chancellor there. I would take out Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold should not be on this
Chancellor.
list. Is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that he should not be on this fucking list. Sam Darnold should not be on this list.
Sure. And if they thought about Kenneth Walker being on that list, he shouldn't be on there either.
Exactly. He shouldn't be on this list.
Yeah.
None of them should be on this list. at all.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
At all.
That's crazy. But
At all.
whoever created the list got what they wanted.
Fox Sports.
They got us talking about it.
For sure. All right. Let's get into the NBA, man.
Hey, first before we
go ahead.
get into that, and you steered away from boxing, which was cool because you had something to talk about with the NFL stuff there. But I wanted to go back to boxing for a second because Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you forgot about that.
Are gonna fight. No, I ain't forget. We gotta mention it, and we're gonna criticize it. We're gonna say all the things about
and then watch it.
Maybe you. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about whether I'm gonna watch it or not. Part 2. Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, September 19th on Netflix. Man, boxing is in a real weird
I don't. Weird. Okay, weird place. I'll accept.
It's in a real weird place.
I'll accept weird place. I was gonna. If you was about to say bad place, I disagree. I just think they're not putting.
No, it's not in a bad place.
Yeah, they're not putting focus on the right things. They are not putting focus on the right things. It's like they don't want to. It's like they don't want stars in boxing anymore, and they just want to live off the nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And Logan Paul or Jake Paul. I'm sorry. They want to live off nostalgia and Jake Paul, and I'm sick of it when Shakur Stevenson is out here putting work in. When I know Gervonta Davis going through what he going through, but he out here putting work in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just retired Bud Crawford. He had years of putting work in. Alvarez probably on his way. Like we got plenty of good boxers and youngins on the come up. Putting all this focus on
the Gary Russells, the Lamont Roaches. Yeah. We got some ones coming on to come up in the pipeline for sure.
And we just don't want to focus on the sport of boxing. And I get it. This is all the business and the money game, but it's something getting lost in like the purity of the sport. And I hate to be that guy, but I don't hate to be that guy. It just continues to get lost in we trying to make money. And it's your job to make money as a business, but at the same time, people who just like watching good fights, we missing out, man.
We just want to see two fighters in their prime, prime time. You know what I mean? Like when I think about this announcement this week, I'm thinking about part 1 when we all said they was late with getting part 1 together.
Right.
Floyd just turned 48, 49, something like that. Manny Pacquiao's 47 years old. And maybe just off of that, I'll say to myself, you know what? September 19th, I'm going to watch it most likely. Because
what else on TV?
Well, September 19th, is that a Saturday? Yeah, I guess it's
sure it's a Saturday. Yeah. What else is on TV?
It's a Saturday. Yeah, I was going to say NFL, but, there ain't going to be no games while that's ongoing. So, look, no, I'll watch just because, 49 years old versus 47 years old. It can't be that bad. It can't be Tyson.
It can be.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping it's not, or I should say I'm predicting that it won't be as bad as Tyson, in his most recent fights. And I know, by the way, he's fighting Mayweather pretty soon too. So there's that.
Boy, Mayweather getting to that money, ain't he? Tyson and freaking and Pacquiao.
Boy's a genius, man.
My boy getting to. I don't know if he's a genius, but he damn sure getting to that money.
Yeah, the money team.
Yeah,
like Ray J once said.
Man.
So
NBA. I'm watching basketball yesterday. Sitting, and this ain't a hot take. I'm sure it's for everybody who's been paying attention to basketball before February.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't a hot take, but when I tell you that the San Antonio Spurs, I'm not gonna go as far as making my Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl prediction yet. I ain't gonna go that far.
Okay,
but it is very clear that San Antonio is looking good. They've
been looking good.
Right. But
yeah,
they look. I mean, I watched that game last night against Detroit, and they look good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, by the way, Detroit is a top team in the league right now.
Yeah, but I don't believe them. I can tell you right now, I don't believe them. Just off that one game I watched last night, they're obviously they're a good regular season team, but they not ready for prime time yet. Cade need help bad.
Oh, for sure,
bad.
For like secondary scoring,
bad.
like on a consistent basis, secondary scoring, it ain't there in Detroit.
Yeah, he need help bad. And that was actually one of the bullet points I put on my notes. Get ready for this show. He need help real bad. Like Detroit, like I'm glad they got the kind of resurgence of tough basketball in Detroit and
bad boy Pistons.
Bad boys and all that. And I mean I wouldn't call it the 2000 team
candidacy.
Yeah,
Cunningham,
sure,
and it's legit,
sure,
and it's legit too.
I've heard people saying that he's going to be the default MVP because of some other stars being down and not playing.
I can't say default because Jaylen Brown balling too.
Well, a lot of people saying because of Wembanyama's minute restrictions, that's the main reason that he probably not going to win MVP. But if he was out here playing, playing minutes,
for sure,
for
sure.
And then there was conversations about SGA being injured. That kind of
jokers missed some time.
Yeah, so
I get it.
I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I haven't watched it. I don't have no real opinion yet. I'm just saying that I've been hearing people saying that he's like kind of a default MVP just because nobody else is really out there going crazy.
Nah, he's not default because Jaylen Brown going crazy too. I mean
MVP crazy because I'm asking because I haven't been watching. So
yes, he has. Yes, he has. I mean, top 5 in scoring, top 5 defensively. Yeah. And given the backstory of the Celtics coming into this season, nobody thought Boston was going to be the number 2 seed. I mean, I had them top 4. I had them finishing probably 4th in the Eastern Conference. But, I mean, the way these Celtics have been playing, and Jaylen Brown in particular, he's averaging about 30 points a game. I mean, I watched him against the Lakers Sunday night, and he was just doing it on both ends of the floor, bro. Like, Jaylen Brown is an MVP candidate, legitimate MVP candidate.
In your mind, who's the MVP right now?
I would give it to Cade right now.
Why Cade? I'm just asking why Cade over.
Just because of the lack of the secondary scorer on a consistent nightly basis. At least with Boston, Derek White can give you something. That kid Peyton Pritchard who comes off the bench. I mean, he lit the Lakers up for 30-something Sunday night. So I think Jaylen Brown has more help than Cade does.
Gotcha.
And with the Celtics, they have championship DNA. They have the coach who's probably coach of the year right now. If he's not, he's a candidate. In Joe Mazzulla. The Celtics, I think, have a lot more around Jaylen Brown than I think the Pistons do around Cade Cunningham.
Gotcha. Understood. I guess my next question, dog, is Jalen Brunson a flopping ass nigga?
Yes, he is. And I don't care. Because we winning games right now.
Hey, I saw the other day. I saw something on Instagram where Ime Udoka got called him a flopping ass nigga. 47 seconds left in the game. Did y'all end up putting that game off Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. So he ain't like that, and I just wanted to see if you was going to be honest. If you was going to be honest about it.
He a flopping ass nigga, and. He's my flopping ass nigga on my team. So
pause on that.
Yeah, that I know that sounded a little crazy, but yeah, he on my team. So hey, whatever he does, whatever he got to do to get the win is all right by me. It's funny, we were driving back from New York that night because the blizzard was coming to New York Sunday, so we ended up coming back home late Saturday, and I decided to put the game on in the truck. And, everybody in the truck sleep as the Knicks were making their comeback. in the fourth quarter and stuff. And I'm over here hyping everything, woke everybody up out the truck. But somebody said something interesting earlier today about the Rockets collapse in that game. And obviously I didn't have visuals. I was, listening to what the broadcasters were saying. The lack of having a point guard for Houston has really been a big deal this year. And I mean, and it really was a big deal Saturday night. Kevin Durant, while, we said it last week, I, alluded to him being, a playmaker when he can be. Like if he decided I gotta play playmaker, I gotta get more guys involved, he can do that. He can get you 10 assists if he had to.
He's not a ball carrier. He's not a primary ball handler.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the point I was trying to get to. And that's the point I was trying to get to is that he can't bring the ball up the floor on a consistent basis. He's the man's tall, man. Like all the steals
he just ain't. He's a good ball handler. He just ain't that kind of ball handler. He's not a point guard. There's no shame in that.
Right. No, not at all. Not at all. But that was the key to the Knicks' comeback was all the steals that Alvarado was able to, get off of KD in the fourth quarter there. And I just got to say, Alvarado has been a great midseason pickup.
Like, I figured he might be. I figured he might
toughness. Be. Yeah. I mean, he's from Uptown, so it fits right well with the team. Brings the grit and all that good stuff. But yeah, they got a good one. They got a good one. In the midseason trade deadline.
Reaction to Shaq's comments on Cat.
Honestly, I don't have much of a reaction. If you're asking me if he's right, if Shaq is right about what he said, yeah, he's definitely right. Like, this is a championship team. Jalen Brunson's going to give you 29, 30 points a game. And then when the playoffs come, he's probably going to give you a little bit more than that. But Jalen Brunson ain't going to win a chip all by his lonesome. Karl Anthony Towns has to be Karl Anthony Towns. Like, double-double. Like, he's got to be on a double-double mission every night for this team to have a chance to win a championship. It can't just be, I show up and I only put up 6 points. I get my 10, 12 boards, but, I'm putting up 6, 7 points. Like, it can't be that with Cat. Cat's got to score 20 for us to really have a chance at a championship. And Shaq alluded to that. Like, look, man, like, it's nice that you're saying, hey, a win's a win no matter how we get it. Nah, nigga, it does matter. When the games get, the most important, which is the playoffs and the finals, you gotta be one of the dudes, man. Like, you gotta put up 20. You gotta put up 20 and 10.
Yeah.
That's all we asking for.
For sure. I guess segueing fresh off the Houston Rockets, let's get to the Houston Rockets, man. It's been popular amongst the news cycles. KD's burner account at GetHigher77. Let me say his alleged Twitter burner account where he had words for Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, James Harden. He called he likened Devin Booker and the coach Vogel to Hitler and Mussolini and all these other. This is the burner account. Let me be clear. This is the account GetHigher77. We do not know if this is Kevin Durant, because I'm gonna tell you. And I'm trying not to keep putting it on it like we know it's Kevin Durant because he's had burners and all that. He's done this before. But he came on and said that he don't want to talk about it. And I saw, matter of fact, it was DA, shout out Damian Adams, I saw him.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, normally he's good with being honest. And this time he was just like, I'm not talking about it. And he kind of looked at that as a low-key admission of guilt. Like, yeah, that's me. I don't know that it's Kevin Durant. I'm going to stay with there. I don't know that it's Kevin Durant. I know it could be Kevin Durant. I also saw that there was pictures or video of him on his phone at the All-Star game that kind of lines up with when the tweets came out and all this shit that media stirs up to prove that KD has a burner account and he's back on his bullshit. Went on to say on the burner account, or the burner account went on to say that the Rockets is a shitty team. He went on to criticize Sengun's defense and Jabari Smith lack of making shots in game. Do you think KD is at it again?
No, I don't think he's at it again.
Meaning, do you think get higher 77 is Kevin Durant's burner account?
I would say I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, I never knew what the name of the burner account was. We just always heard stories. We've just always heard stories about him having a burner account. Like,
well, here's the thing about burner accounts. Burner accounts.
Yeah.
If people start to suspect it's you, then you ditch the burner account. You got to go make another one. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
It's the point of the burner account. So
good point.
So I don't remember what the old one was. This recent one that people found is at Get Higher 77. And when I went to look it up on Twitter, it says that I had to follow the account to see the tweets or whatever. So I went somewhere else looking for the tweets, and I haven't been back on Twitter since 5:30ish. So so you going with I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I mean, look, he gotta know the situation right now, bro. Like we just talked about it. Van Vliet is hurt. I don't even know if is he coming back this year. Like, I don't know. But yeah, he know the deal. He know the deal exactly when he got to Houston that he was gonna make him a better basketball team. The news about Van Vliet sucks. But hey, you win it now, bro. Like,
Yeah, but the point of a burner account though is to be able to get your thoughts off without nobody knowing it's you.
Sure.
That's supposed to be the thought of it. So if Kevin Durant really felt like the Rockets are a shitty team right now, that I should be able to say that on my burner account because nobody knows it's me, Kevin Durant. Again,
Did he do this in Phoenix though? Did he do this in Brooklyn?
He did this in. I know he's had burner accounts. I recall the burner account being in Brooklyn.
No. I'm not asking if he's had burner accounts. I'm asking has he allegedly trashed the teams that he's been on through burner accounts?
I don't recall what the tweet said in Brooklyn, so don't get me the line.
Right.
I don't recall.
Like this the first time I'm hearing that a burner account that's allegedly his is trashing the team that he's currently playing.
Right. I remember him having. I remember that burner account saying things about Russell Westbrook, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't recall it being about Brooklyn. Why he was playing with Brooklyn, I don't know. I mean, again, that don't necessarily mean he's not capable of it. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, he's capable of it. Maestro, I don't know. But if you asking me yes or no, do I think this is his account? I'm going to give Kevin Durant the benefit of a doubt. Yes, it has something to do with bias, but I'm going to give him the benefit of a doubt and say no. This is not his account, and I don't know whose it is.
I think because this is the first time we're hearing something about this particular situation the way it is, I'll lean more towards no than it's his. But yeah, like what, why, like?
Well, because if it's true, he said some pretty. I could have. It's going to affect team chemistry, obviously. Sengun is going to have a problem with Kevin Durant if that's what he said about Sengun and Jabari Smith as well. I would have an issue with Kevin Durant. That would cause team strife or team conflict, if you will, if that was the case. So yeah, it being his burner account, trying to find out if that's the case or not, is important if you're a Houston Rockets fan or if you're somebody in that locker room. Yeah, that's certainly important. And I'm sure I would imagine that at this point they've had some type of conversation about it. Hey, bro, do we got an issue or not? But then Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant.
That team is not bad enough for that type of commentary.
Well, but you don't have to be, right? Like if it's just a fan who's mad about a game, like Saturday's game, for instance.
Yeah.
If you watched your team blow a lead late, you might, some of the words that might come out of your mouth is, this team is some shit. This is a shitty team, and Sengun don't play defense. I'm not saying he tweeted about that specific game. I'm just saying, like, as games go on throughout the year, you might have an opinion of a player or of your team, based on how you process their performance, win or loss. So, it could be him. Like it would be. I mean, some of those that critique of Booker and Jeff Vogel was a bit much, and he would have to answer to that, I would think. But but I don't think so. I don't think he would. I think he is burner account savvy enough to not get caught saying no shit like that. That's what I think.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you. Like this is just something, I don't know. It just don't sound like the connections just don't mesh together. Like
we don't have no real way to connect it. But I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because I am a Kevin Durant fan, and I know enough. Well, I don't know him personally, but based on his career, I know enough about him to believe that he knows how to properly manage a burner account because he's made mistakes in the past.
Now, aside from burner accounts, KD definitely know how to clap back on Twitter. Like he got time. He makes sure that he got.
He do that with his name, so we ain't.
Right. That's why I said aside from burner accounts, when he's on Twitter and somebody got something to say about him, he got time for that person.
Yeah, for sure. My last thought or comment or topic is LeBron was on his podcast last week with Steve Nash. I forget the name of the podcast, but the one he did with JJ Redick the year before.
Oh, that's that? Okay.
Yeah. He was on there talking about the Wizards, in short. He likes everything they're doing over there with AD and Trey Young and the young boys, and the conversation. I've seen conversations concerning is there a possibility that LeBron James goes to the Wizards to end his career?
No.
I mean, I agree.
I wish I could give you more commentary, but
I mean, look,
I don't see it.
And look, neither do I. Let's be clear. I would be pleasantly surprised. And I would be, and I do mean pleasantly surprised. I mean, obviously, AD is old, LeBron is old, Trey Young is, I guess, old. Yeah, I guess at this stage he's old too. But those old, the old veterans with the young guys, I think at bare minimum, they would gain a lot of experience, meaning talking to those veterans and about how to approach the game and how to play the game and how to be a veteran for 20 years and, have a long AD, what shit, 15, 16 years. Well, I don't know.
15, almost 15. Yeah. Almost 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, for that alone, I love that idea, but I agree. LeBron is not going to the Wizards.
Nah, don't follow Jordan's footsteps. Going to the Wizards on the back end of your career.
I saw my man's on the. I know. Do you watch Joe Budden podcast?
Yeah, I do. Okay. I do. Debbie watches it, so
Yeah,
I'm into. Yep.
So Ish got on there saying, "Don't be surprised if LeBron goes to the Wizards and then the Wizards go to the finals with Trey Young and Anthony Davis." and they laughed him out. They did exactly what you did, but I just want to throw that out there because it's Wizards, and I wanted to be documented in case it actually happens that that somebody did
that
say
it actually happens.
Yeah, if it just look, I'll take a championship any way I can get it. So let's be very clear.
Yeah, right. No, sure.
If it's a one off and we go back to being trash for a couple of more years, I'm fine.
Man.
But but to be clear, I don't think LeBron is going to the Wizards. And even if LeBron did go to the Wizards, I don't think we'd be going to the championship. So there's that. Even though that'd be a hell of a team. That would be a hell of a team.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if Anthony Davis stayed healthy. That would be a hell of a team.
Mm-hmm. It would be. It certainly would be. I mean, obviously, there'll still be some movement within the team for sure. Like, you get LeBron James, you're probably going to be losing maybe a couple, maybe like a Bilal or
that's the
thing. You might lose either one or both of those guys.
I think there's a situation where LeBron can get out of his contract. That's why it was a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they wouldn't be a trade, is what I'm saying.
That right, but I get it. It will be a free. It's
all speculation.
But in the past when LeBron joined teams, somebody getting up out of there, if it's not at the start, it's mid-season.
But the truth is Koulibaly and Alex Sarr, and I know everybody and LeBron spoke about how he likes Alex Sarr's game. The truth is that none of those players on that team are high value enough to really, command any type of maybe Alex Sarr. Maybe Alex Sarr is somebody.
No, Alex Sarr would be.
Maybe Alex Sarr would be, but mean Koulibaly kind of relegated to the defensive guy. Alex Sarr gets you points, but I mean, really outside of that, I mean, nobody's checking for the Wizards right now. I mean, hell, with all this tanking stuff, the Wizards are at the top of the conversation as far as they're tanking and they're doing all
y'all
this.
in Utah,
in
that conversation for sure.
Right.
Utah is just sitting guys on purpose.
Right.
That's why I stopped playing them guys. Like every
Jaren
time
Jackson's out for the year.
Right. Yeah. It like just came out the blue. It's like,
right.
All right, y'all. I'm like, look, I'm playing fantasy basketball. Like, I am not touching any Utah players moving forward because you just don't know, night in, night out. Like they're sitting Nurkic out tonight for whatever reason that is. So it's like, all right, y'all continue to do y'all, but I am not, because y'all done burnt me 3 times already this season playing fantasy basketball. So forget that.
For sure.
Just a couple shout outs. Layla Edwards, first Black woman to play for the U.S. Olympic women's ice hockey team. So just want to shout her out.
Has she given up a goal yet? Last I heard, she hadn't given up a goal.
She has not given up a goal.
That's what's up.
She has not given up a goal. So, shout out to her, breaking barriers for young Black women. So, that's dope. And I just saw this before we got on the show, man. Rest in peace to Power.
To who?
Power, co-founder of Wu-Tang.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Passed away, man. Age 52. Yeah, man. Just sad, man. Like seeing guys that we grew up looking at being so gone at this age, man. 52 is young.
52 is young, man. That's 10 years older than me, or us.
Yeah, right. So condolences to his family and condolences to the Wu-Tang family as well.
Yeah,
for sure. Quick shout out to everybody in the IG live chat. Dre Day 1985. I see you.
What up?
You were just talking about Damian Adams earlier. He's in the IG live chat also.
What up?
Keontae Willis. What up, man?
What up, boy?
It's been a minute since we seen Keontae, man. It was good, man. Appreciate you tuning into the show, man. Also, To everybody out there listening, we appreciate it. Continue to follow us on the social media platforms. IG at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. We got the Facebook page. Make sure you click the like button. We got the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the like button on all the videos and all the live feeds that you see. Also, we're on Twitch as well. If you got questions, comments, hit us up. It's barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com is where you can reach us out. Love, peace, and happiness to everybody out there. Hopefully got a dope one for you next week. As always, folks, mind your damn business.
Drink some water.
Oh yeah, we got him. Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left some. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.